Hello, everybody, to a live episode, an unplanned live episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club. I'm still kind of a mess here. I'm still talking funny. You'll see this come up in later videos that I've recorded. My recordings are up to episode 97 or so, or 98, something like that, far into the future. And this would have been like episode 99 or something. Except on scrolling back, I was gonna upload an episode because my uploads are back in the 80s still. Are you still following me? Is it confusing? I know. I was supposed to upload episode 87, which has been sitting and waiting for whenever, but apparently I've misnumbered my episodes at some point in the past, and I've been trying to fix it as I've gone along, but I keep missing one. Like I'll fix one here and then I'll mess up another. So I'll fix one there and then I'll mess up another one. So apparently I messed up 87. I don't have an episode 87. So this is it. This is episode 87. And it has to be live because it has to go up now. So, um, I know. Are you confused? I'm confused. But I've got a problem with my teeth on my jaw. This is the best it's been in several days. Um, it kind of affects my speaking and things. But when I recorded the episode 97 and whatever, I did a couple episodes in a row, like 96 and 97. It was at the beginning or the midway point of this. So you'll see this come up again later, even though it's not actually happening anymore. I know, it doesn't make any sense. But whatever. Get to the point, Spider, right? Anyway, while I've got you here, I'm going to be reviewing Old Granddad Bonded Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey with a high rye mash bill. It is 100 proof, and it is $24.99, which is pretty good if it tastes okay. A few bucks less, and it might have fit into the cheap shot challenge. But $25, and I thought I'd seen this brand in the grocery store before in plastic bottles, which is why I kept skipping over it. But this, of course, is a glass bottle, which is far superior. I don't drink things out of plastic bottles if I can help it. As far as spirits go, it messes with the taste. Some people will say that that's a myth, but it isn't. It really isn't. So, but I saw this in glass. I saw the price. It was real cheap. And I thought, I'm going to try that. And it's got a cork even. It's even got a cork, which you usually, a lot of times, under the $30 mark, sometimes all you see is caps. But yeah, you got a cork. The Buchanan's, which you'll be seeing in episode 98 or so, that I did, I actually recorded that video earlier, which is why I'm wearing the same sweater, was $30.99, and it had a screw top. So, interesting. Let's pop the top on this. It's in there pretty secure. Smells decent enough. Looks like a probably synthetic cork made to look like an organic cork. It's got like the indentations and things in there. Again, there's no real particular reason why I mentioned that, but in case anybody wonders, I don't know if there's a score of people to say synthetic is bad and organic must be upheld and things. I don't know. I don't seem to care so far. It hasn't made any big difference in the flavor that I can tell. And with a synthetic cork, there's far less of a chance in an older bottle that it's going to be falling apart into the spirit. So, I don't know. I'm sure there's advantages and disadvantages to both. But let's take a sniff. It smells strong. Smells like a hefty bourbon. You can definitely smell the rye content. It smells old. and it's not particularly aged. To be bottled in bond, it has to be aged for at least 4 years. So it's at least 4 years old. It doesn't say the exact year. There's not really an age statement on here. But let's give it a try. Let's try Old Granddad. And I had a Macklemore joke. Macklemore. I don't know how you do it these days. He's not really big anymore, is he? I never really listened to when he first came out, but I was gonna make a joke about Old Granddad and that song about the thrift shop, but I don't know. It wasn't working in my brain as I was trying to kind of put it together. So it was like, shut up, just drink it. Solid color, nice glass of the brown stuff, nothing particularly fancy. You can smell the high rye content. It does still smell like a bourbon, and it does smell aged. Almost in a bad way. It almost has like a musty kind of funk to it. The cork was in there. The cork was in there pretty secure, and it was sealed really good. I don't see anything funny with it. It hasn't been very often, if at all, that I've got a skunky bottle. I feel like there's been one time. I'm gonna drink some water. I feel like there's been one time I got a skunky bottle of something, but I can't recall what it was or how long ago it was. So, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it gives me that scent, like, I don't know, something about it, like old wood, but not old good barrel wood. You know what I mean? Am I making any sense at all? I don't know. Let's just get down to the tasting and see what we got. Ooh, that's a hefty flavor. That is a hefty flavor. You can definitely taste the barrel. You can definitely taste the barrel. It doesn't taste musty like it smelled, but you can definitely taste the barrel. It has a nice rye taste in the back behind the oak. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not one of those things where it's such a weird flavor that I'm kind of like, now I'm indecisive because I don't know if I like it or not. There's tastes in here that I like, and there's tastes in here that are just kind of like, in the way that the oak comes through, I don't know if I'm digging it. It's too heavy-handed, I think. Too heavy-handed with the taste of the barrel or the cask, as they might say. It doesn't taste like 100 proof as it's sitting, though. It doesn't give me like a huge burning sensation. It doesn't feel like I can feel a warmth, but nothing too hefty. It does have a strong taste, that first sip. It has the depth of 100 proof without the heat of 100 proof, which is interesting considering the high rye content. Let's do a second one now that we've kind of adjusted. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of barrel flavor. Well, I hesitate to call it a flavor. It tastes like a block of wood. Um, and I don't mean to say that that means that the whole thing is terrible and you shouldn't buy it, but it definitely tastes like oak. There is a lot of barrel in there, and I don't know if they charred it. I don't know if they charred the barrels at all, and if they did, I don't think they charred it enough because it's not imparting any of that. There's no smokiness. Um, if it was a new American oak barrel and there weren't any previous flavors in there, a lot of other bourbons can make that work, and that's fine. But this, I don't know. I'm mostly tasting the barrel, which, judging by the smell, kind of makes sense. It does make sense. Is it the worst I've ever had? Not really. It's not. I don't know if I'll get it again, even at the price point. Like $25 is pretty good for 100 proof, but I can get. Um, is it Elijah Craig or Ezra Brooks? I can. I think I can get Ezra Brooks for like $18.99 for a 100 proof bottle of Bond, and it's far superior. Uh, so I don't know. I can't particularly recommend it unless you really like the taste of oak in your whiskey, and not to the point where it's like imparting any kind of flavors of the oak. Like, it's not doing anything for me, I guess. But it's not bad. I mean, for $25, but I don't know if I'd buy it again because I have other choices that are better. I have better choices available at my grocery store within that price range than this. So I wouldn't pick it over anything else. Um, it's decent as a curiosity. I think just the barrel taste, the oak taste, is too much. There's too much of that in here, and not enough of the actual bourbon itself, as far as the flavor goes. But not a total failure. I'll probably still go through this bottle and not feel too bad about it. There's been very few, like less than five fingers of bottles that I've been tempted to just put down the sink, and there was only one that ended up doing that, and that was a rum that my wife got because she thought, oh, the name sounds really fancy, and we were ordering online from the grocery store for store pickup because it was during virus times and you couldn't go in and things like that. So we're doing curbside, and she didn't know it was a plastic bottle. And when we got it, we were like, oh, that's probably a bad sign. And it was all bad. It was probably the one of the worst rums I've ever had in my life. And we tried to go through it. We tried mixing it with things, and we tried doing things, and it's just nothing would work. So we just ended up dumping it, which is pretty sad. I don't think I've dumped anything else in recent memory. Not that I recall. I feel like there's something I'm missing that was just so horrible that I had to dump it. But if I spend money on it, I'm going to drink it. I'm not going to waste my money if I can help it. But anyway, that was Old Granddad Bonded High Rye Mash Bill Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey 100 proof, $24.99. The taste leaves a lot to be desired. The 100 proof doesn't feel like it's doing a whole lot. I don't feel like I've got a 100 proof buzz going on. So even at the $25 price point, $24.99 here in Ohio, I can't really recommend it versus other things in that price point. Other things are better if I was going to, get something else. Such as the Buffalo Trace I have in the car right now that's like $26.99 or $28.99, something like that. It was under $30 as well. And the Buffalo Trace is just miles above this. And the Buffalo Trace is really hard to find here in Ohio. Not like you can't find it anywhere, but it's just people will go in and buy all the stock once they know it's at a certain place. They'll just go like boom, 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 boom. And it's not that good. It's not so good that you should go and buy every single bottle you can. It is decent. I like it. But it's not so good I'm going to camp out in the morning and rush in and try to grab as much as I can. But it's so popular in this area that they had to keep it behind the counter and you had to ask for it. It was up on the shelf there. You couldn't just go get it. You'd be like, okay, give me a bottle of Buffalo Trace. It was limited. And it's their basic entry level bottle. Like you go to the distillery and you get like as much as you want. But, and it's not expensive. It's $26.99, something like that. I've reviewed it before on the channel years ago. It's one of my earlier episodes. And if I go back and I can't find it, some sort of Mandela effect thing, because that's happened once before, I'll make a new video for it. Or maybe I should just do an updated one anyway. But it's better than this is for a couple of bucks more. It's within the same price range. It's not as high proof, but the flavor is much better. So anyway, once again, that was Old Granddad Bonded 100 proof. And that's all I got. I'm going to finish what I have here. And I'm going to see you later. So until next time, of course, I'll see you in the future. Cheers.